Okay, this is the finished part of the first adding of red detail. I dried it off with a hairdryer, so I could go ahead and continue with the brush work. You can go wet to wet and keep layering that way, but it does have a tendency to feather, so that's why I stopped and dried it off. I'm going to go and use a little bit more red, but I think I'm going to add a tad of the, let's see, add a little bit of purple to that. Let's see. Oh, I think my purple wandered off again. We will have to use, oh, here it is. Oh, nope, that's the pearl, I think. We'll have to use the blue. Alrighty. We'll use just a tad bit of this because it's very, very strong. And we're going to mix it with a little bit of the red to make a nice kind of purpley hue. And a little bit of water, a little bit of blue. Some more of that pink. Well, you see, oh, that made a kind of an ugly purple, so I'm not going to use that. I don't like that. So I'm going to try the process magenta instead of the scarlet red, because that should make it a prettier purple. See, that's why there's so many different types of red. So we'll try the blue again. There's still enough on the palette, I think. So we're going to go ahead and try that again with the blue, a bit of the magenta. Oh, that's a lot nicer purple, don't you think? Oh yeah, there we go. A little bit more red. Oh, that's pretty. A little bit more red. Alright, yeah, that's a pretty kind of purple. And I'm going to water that down really good. It is pretty dark. Alright. And then I'm going to make sure my camera can see what I'm doing. You can have a piece of paper to dry your paintbrush off on every once in a while to make sure there's not too much water. I'm going to try down here. Yeah, that's really nice. Add a little bit more shadow here. Take a little bit more water. Gotta lighten that off so it's not quite so stark. And you continue building up the colors that way. Watercolors can take a bit of time, but they're still far faster than, you know, things like doing oils or acrylics, which really require a lot of build-up. You have to have a lot of patience for painting sometimes, because it's really easy to get impatient and then kind of screw things up by trying to go too fast. One. A bit of straight out water. Just kind of highlight where the musculature will be. But keeping that transparent characteristic going. So you want to be real careful. I'm going to have to go back in later and add a little bit more details to his nails since the frisket unfortunately got rid of it. But overall this is looking pretty sweet. Right? I'm not going to make you watch me do the entire bit of this because I think you've gotten the idea. But I'll come back in a bit when we do the clothes. Bye! Alright, we've done the shadow details, so now we're going to move on to going and getting the hair and some of the accessories done. I think I'm going to make them gold, so I'm going to take my bigger brush. This is a number 5. And speaking of brushes, I like both synthetic and real hair brushes. They both do pretty good. I wouldn't buy something really expensive like the Sables or the mink, simply because until you really know what you're doing, those can get destroyed really easy and they can be really expensive. The synthetic ones work just fine, just make sure you clean them out. But you do get what you pay for when it comes to brushes. So if you buy something that's like $2 and it's really big, chances are it's not going to be a very good brush and the bristles are going to fall out as you're painting. I have some yellow here. There are lots of different types of yellow. Try to go for a processed yellow. Make sure it's not too green or not too orange. And we're going to start with his hair here. That's really yellow, so I'm going to add some more water there. There we go. And add yet more water. Dry off the brush a little. Go back over. There we go. Just cover up all the white. I want it to be light, nice and light, so I'm adding lots and lots of water. Because you can always make it darker. Add a little bit more here. Too much paint, add some more water. There we go. And tip out more over on the side. Add more water. And then we're going to move on to one of the accessories. There's a little armband here. I like painting gold. I don't wear it a whole lot, but I do enjoy painting it. It's lots of fun. It's a lot more fun than silver. And let's make his other gauntlet gold too. I think we're going to make the plate down here also yellow. Just to help keep the theme going. Sometimes you want to work with a limited palette. Just because you have a rainbow of colors doesn't mean you have to use it. Sometimes having fewer colors can really make your image look better. And I think I'm going to make the table brown. But I'll do that in a little bit. And then, of course, we'll let this dry. I'll get out my hair dryer and make it nice and flat again so I can layer up with more of the yellow. And I think I'll use some of the burnt umber I've got here. Let's see. No, but it was raw sienna. My bad. And you can also use browns, of course. Yellows and browns look good together because technically brown is a sort of a yellow. Alright, and I think we're going to do the chain too, but I'm not going to make you watch me do all of that. And we'll be back in a bit.